flag vote and allegiance and prayer. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lord Jesus, we thank you for our city here, Lord. We thank you for all the blessings you put in our lives. Dear God, we ask you to let your presence be here. Help us make right, good decisions for the city, for the community. Dear God, we ask you to keep your hand over this city, this state, and this country, Lord. Have mercy on us in the directions that we're going. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. I'll have a seat. First on the agenda is approved minutes from October 17th meeting.
I will make a motion that we approve them as written.
All right, got a motion? Do I have a second? A motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. All right, next is approve the bills in October of 22. Any questions on October's bills?
I move to pay the bill. I'll second.
Got a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. All right, next is Chief Markham with the fire department report.
I don't know if I need to speak or not, they ain't giving me that. We had 6 calls in the month of October, 3 of them was in the cities, and they was all LZs, and the rest of them was out in the counties, minor stuff. So far, we ain't got nothing broke, ain't nothing missing, everybody's doing good. I do need to order a carbon monoxide tester. The city owns one, but it's not much pumpkin. And we had a call out on 57 by a woman that she was about to fall plumb out. And I had to call Baller because it was on Baller's line, and we don't have a detector. I can pick one of them. I can probably get 2 for less than $500.
Do we need to?
I don't necessarily need to, but that way, if we've got one, the city might have an extra one, you know, it'd be 2 new ones anyway, but I can order one for the fire department.
Yeah. Do we have a need for carbon monoxide detector?
That's not really aware of.
I just thought I'd throw it out there, but I do need to get one for the fire department, cause I can't always catch a guy in town.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm good.
All right. Any questions for Chief Markham? No? All right, thank you, Chief. Next on the agenda is Chief Bowden with the police report.
Good evening. I'm gonna cover the police activities for the month of October 2022. On complaints and activities, we had 71, adult arrests 5, juvenile arrest 1, drug involved arrest 1, traffic citation issued 4, traffic warnings 15, motorist assist 6, vehicle lockouts 4, other public assist 13, crash reports, accident reports 8, alarm calls 6, city assist, county assist 13. Vehicle status is the Ford Explorer, having a headlight assembly put in there at Corey, and the other 2 Tahoes are up and running in good shape. And the Crown Vic, which is car 404, is in running order. Year-to-date, 2023 year-to-date citation revenue is $1,280, which is quite a bit up from our last report. Drug fund is still showing 0. In 2023, county funds $79.80. In the month of October, we completed another food distribution on October 6, 2022, and it was successful and no one got hurt or injured. Richie completed the LEMA, which is the law enforcement management and management class, and the end of October, beginning of November, he completed that class, and I was glad to get them through that. They had changed the dates on us, but we did get them through. Halloween, we had extra patrol, and it was assisted by the Harvey County Sheriff Department. We had support of the Highness benefit escort, motorcycle escort, and everything went well with that. City court completed in October. That was our first month with our new judge, so everything went well with that. Completed the high school football season and went right into the basketball season. So we're currently now doing the basketball season. I just left from up there now. We got a full gym, so. And I do have someone to present for the board to consider for hire. He is a certified officer, Thomas Edwin Avery. He did 28 years at Memphis Police Department. He retired from there. In the last 5 years, he's been at the Harvey County Sheriff's Department. He was a lieutenant there. Our last hire was 2015, which is 7 years ago. And the hire before that was 15 years ago, which was Richie. So we haven't had a huge turnover, but if you have any questions on Mr. Avery, I think he's well experienced. He has many, many years of law enforcement background. Like I said, 28 years at Memphis PD. I don't know if that makes him sane or smart, but I've been knowing him for many, many years, and he's a mature, carries himself well, and I believe he'd be an asset to our city and to our police department. I did look at other applicants, but he's the only certified officer that applied for the full-time position. And he says he wants to be here. He lives here locally, Gentry Chapel, which is just right here. If there's any questions y'all have, we do have his application on file, but that he would be my recommendation for the board to consider to bring on this full-time officer. So.
All right, Mr. Reed.
Yeah, me too.
What is the best thing you've heard out of his mouth in ages?
Any questions?
We need a motion?
We do, and also, a pay rate.
Oh,
And just let me introduce. If the board does consider and approve, it will be that he completes, after he completes a physical drug testing, and that we have all paperwork necessary for Tennessee Post to approve, for him to be hired on. And so, those are things that still has to be done.
is he asking for a certain amount? That's a lot of money, don't we?
Minimum 35,000 a year.
That many?
Yeah, I mean, it's actually low,
Oh, okay.
cause we work 48 hours shifts, or 40-hour weeks, I'm sorry, not shifts. So when you figure in the hours a year, instead of 2,080, like most of your 40-hour people, it's 25, right at 2,500 hours.
Okay.
A little bit, give or take a little bit a year. I don't have it in front of me, but so once you figure that, 35,000 is $12 to $13 an hour. I mean, being certified and given experience, I would say we could do a little better than that. But that's, I said, it's up to y'all. I mean,
What you recommend, chief?
I can't really give you a figure, but as the mayor says, he's very experienced. He comes in the door, ready for the road. I mean, there's,
no
we
training,
don't
no.
have to spend money on sending him to the academy.
He's an ominous sight too. He's a
Yes,
big man.
yes, he
And
is.
like I said, he's very experienced, so he's not. I feel like he's not going to get us in a bind by jumping the gun,
Right.
or
Right.
Not, he knows, he carries himself well, he handles himself well, and he's been in all types of situations. You know, most likely, we hope that he's been in every situation that we could ever come across here in Middleton.
Well, I don't have a problem making a motion, but I guess I'm looking for guidance for, hey, I mean, if we don't think 35 is enough, I don't mind.
Well, that would be a salary, so when you figure the hourly, we'll trust the calculator here. So 48 hours a week times 52 weeks is $24.96. It's pretty close to 2,500, and so what was this, 35,000
35,000.
divided by 24.96 is $14.02. So, I mean, I feel like, you know, with y'all's blessing or with y'all's motion, I say 15 and a half, but, you know,
That sounds like a good idea.
All right.
that's about the lowest pay rate we've got anybody right now.
Well, I make a motion that we, based upon Chief Bowden's recommendation, that we hire, Mr. Ed Avery as a full-time police officer, City of Middleton, beginning salary or wage rate of $15.50 an hour.
The motion
Do
Contingent.
we need-
contingent on the
Contingent upon the passing of the physical and other related
cleared for duty.
requirements, etc.
Yeah. All right, I got a motion.
I'll second that. I was
And a second.
looking over.
Is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. And this, it seems like it's
Starts tomorrow.
just in time because Richie is gonna have to go out on, is it a shoulder surgery? Knee surgery. So we'll be back, you know, if all this works out, we'll still be operating on two officers for a little while. But once Richie's cleared back for duty after his surgery, and it's coming up too, it's,
December 16th.
okay, so.
Wow.
So hopefully, in that time frame, we'll be able to get Ed Road ready, and that'll be, we won't have a big gap there, which is still, like I said, stretched pretty thin with just two officers running 7 days a week.
Ideal situation, when do you think he would, I mean,
What's
When's it
that?
gonna start?
when will Mr. Higgins start?
I believe we can get everything completed. Well, this is a holiday week, but I believe we should be able to get everything done, physical and all the paperwork submitted within the next, I don't even have a calendar, but next week.
Okay.
Okay, that sounds good.
I would say I could do it this week, but we're not gonna be able to get everything done.
Right.
Cause Thursday,
Yeah,
Friday.
yeah.
Right.
it-
Probably Wednesday too, in the midst of all that, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Uh,
That sounds good.
Yeah, like I said, everything seems like it's
Yes,
gonna
it
fall
is.
in,
Over
fall
here.
into place. I mean, we've struggled for quite a while now, and now once we get past Richie's operation there, we should be, as long as everything goes well with it, we should be, gotta be back to normal. I mean,
Yeah.
3 full-time officers would really give them guys some relief, and be a good, I think it'd work out really good. Moving right along, next we got the utility report. So y'all got the paperwork there, got any questions or anything we may be able to answer that. 8 meters replaced, 4 water line repairs, 4 number of water calls, tap for Greg Green's overhead door company, had 5 lift station issues, 13 811 locates, in the process of setting the fire plug out at FL Crane's new building, the north location. Then you got your water loss report.
Is it like that different?
We don't know what is going on, we're gonna wait till next month to see if it's still low, if the meter's not reading or what, but we just replaced that meter in June, and then it was calibrated in August, and it was 99% accurate, so I don't know.
The negative 13% reading.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
So we're
We
pumping
sold
less
more than
water
we
we're
pumped.
putting to
We
sewage.
sold, but it just depends on next month, we'll see how,
Yeah.
and if it's something like that again, we gotta check that meter.
The new one
That
at
don't
TK.
even make
No, up
sense.
here, at Bluebird.
Yeah, the one well.
Oh,
But see, it's a new meter, and it just, in
Yeah.
August, when they checked it, and it was 99% accurate, so we don't know.
I don't know.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Any questions? All right, next is, got a Keith Shelley request. And, I can elaborate on it a little bit, Jimmy, correct me if I'm wrong, the stage that was behind the Green Frog, he is requesting that the city provide power on that stage. I really don't know a lot of details other than mainly for the Christmas parade, for carolers on the stage, but,
It's the first year we're doing that, we do have some, if, I don't care whether we do it or we don't, I'm just saying, I'm involved in it, so I'm gonna be,
Is that private property?
it is correct.
and it belongs to him, doesn't it?
Railroad.
Well, it's Railroad Right Away, but he's a leasing, he's a lease.
Who owns
Or
the building?
they're rebuilding it, as, you know, here lately, just recently, they've been working on it.
Yeah, I know, but it belongs
Did the
to,
women's club originally do?
I would say, when they did that a long time ago, we actually had a concert or something out there, y'all might be too young.
Okay. Well, I remember when it came to be there, but I never remember anything happening at it. I don't ever remember any concerts or anything back in that back
It
corner.
was the Jaybird Park.
Yeah.
And we did pay for that pole for a long time.
Yeah.
What?
We did pay for that pole for a long time. When I first started here, we were paying for
Or
it.
electric pole.
And then about 3 years later, I was like, why are we paying for this pole? Cause nothing went on up there, so we got it turned off.
Okay, I guess I don't understand. The railroad owns the property. Keith owns
Keith
something.
leases it from the
Keith
railroad.
leases it from them.
Yes.
The building belongs to
Which
Yeah.
building?
The stage.
the stage.
That's up for debate.
Yeah, we're not
Do
sure.
we typically pay for a light on private property, which is what that is, right? Okay. Alright.
We do?
No,
Oh, okay.
I was telling Randy he's correct.
Okay. Okay. I want him to have it there, but I can't say I'd vote for something like this unless you're gonna pay for mine on my property.
And that's where you run into a problem.
That's why I'm bringing it before the board.
Okay.
It is private property, and just like Ann says, if we do it for one, we'd be required to do it for all, regardless of the situation.
Okay. Now, we keep saying Jaybird Park, but that's been going a long time, hasn't it?
I mean, it was in 13 when we had it disconnected.
Okay.
I would say, I mean, city practice is not to do it. I don't see how we can begin then. I think that'd be.
At the time, we held the lease for that property with the police department. We no longer hold that lease. We let go of the lease when we sold the Green Frog building now to Keith Shelley.
So did that stage, was that at one time ours, or was that?
That's, well, I don't think it was
It was a
ever.
woman's club.
Yeah, I think the women's club
The
did,
city
but
didn't have
David
nothing
Colson
to do
did
with
with
that
the
stage.
people that were playing out there. Well, there's a lot of people, old people were dancing out there, I remember that.
I don't even remember.
That's a long time ago, y'all.
I
mean, is that
talked
you
to Keith
remember?
right before this meeting and told him, you know, it's kind of against our policies and procedures and practices, you know, being on private property. And I told him, you know, he could come to the meeting if he would like, but at that point, he was pretty agitated.
Agitated,
So,
oh,
We was probably still mad at us over the fact we didn't put them big fancy filters on the Green Frog.
So, like I said, that's,
okay.
so y'all are all in agreement that not to put power on private property.
If we do that, I know a lot of people's gonna want us to do that.
Yeah, we can't do that.
I was just kidding about me, I wouldn't really do that, I was just making fun.
Yeah, and it's quite a ways off the parade route. If it was on the right of way or, you know, actually a road street light for,
Yeah.
you know, like we do our Christmas lights and stuff like that, to me, that'd be a little bit different.
Yeah.
But it's so far away from any of that.
Yeah. Now, I mean, if it's just one time a year for the parade and y'all happen to know that's one of my things, I haven't asked you for it. I'm the parade person, okay? So, help me figure out this.
We're done, I guess, if nobody made a motion.
Yeah, I don't feel, I wouldn't wanna do that, like you said, but then everybody else is asking us to do it. Once the word got out, the word's gonna get out.
Alright, well, moving right along.
Wait, let me ask you one other question here.
Yes.
If he decides now that the parade people can't use this because we're not gonna have electricity, do you have to have electricity for people to sing? I guess, isn't there something you can,
A generator?
yeah, that's what I'm asking, isn't there something like that?
Mhm.
Okay.
All right, resolution 2023-01, and this pertains to the chlorination building, the lagoon,
Yeah.
and, oops,
Excuse me, his other request,
oh, I'm sorry.
water line.
Oh, okay, sorry. Currently, a property held by Mr. Simpson is looking at being purchased by Mr. Shelley.
Okay.
There is a water main running diagonally under that property. Mr. Shelley is wanting to warehouse that space, and he cannot currently do that with a water main running right under the middle of it. After talking to him, my opinion, or my feelings about it is that the city would move this water main if he would supply the material. We would do the labor if he would do cover the material. Basically what it would do is, it's coming behind, in the old coal alley, behind JP Shelley's and the old laundromat, or dry cleaners.
Right.
Once it comes past the old church, it comes diagonal towards the intersection by the warehouse, the current warehouse now. So what they would do is basically, it would cut off, we would go straight across to, what's the road, what's the,
Dogwood.
no.
Come on, the vacant lot right there by the church.
Yeah, Camellia. It would come straight behind the church now, over to Camellia, and then down Camellia to Dogwood, instead of running diagonal across that lot. My reasoning behind the way I feel about it is we just recently rezoned it to B2 commercial.
Yeah.
Yes, that increased a little bit of property taxes, but if it is developed, it would be a larger amount of property taxes. To me, enough to justify moving the water line. And I don't wanna discourage new development in Middleton.
Right, yeah.
Regardless of who holds the property now or who wants to buy the property, I would feel the same way if it was anybody in Middleton's property. If it's preventing Middleton from growing, and it would be beneficial for the city to gain more property taxes, then to me, that's just my thoughts on it. And,
What did he say about, is he agreeing to provide the supplies and stuff?
kinda he's wanting an idea of what it's gonna cost. And Scotty really hasn't had the time to get down there and measure it to see and get a price on the pipe to see what it costs, cause all we're doing is digging a hole.
Right.
You know, we can have the hole dug, all the pipe laid in it, ready to go. We cut the water off, we cut the pipe off, glue it back together, and we're pretty much ready to go.
Right, yeah.
The only tap in there is the one for, the house that Jimmy grew up in. And so of course we would be doing away with that tap, so we would replace that tap,
Right.
and run it back to the meter. But, I don't see it taking more than a couple days, but I wanna get y'all's thoughts on it. Like I said, the way I see it is
It sounds good, but since he happens to work for the city,
yes,
we
that's why,
need to talk about
that's
this.
why we're bringing it to the board.
Okay.
Because, like I said, you know my thoughts on it. It's gonna be more property taxes for the city. And like I said, and also I don't wanna,
He got big plans for that church, that's from what I've heard.
well, I think he's wanting to expand his warehouse to that corner.
But, yeah,
And, with the church, well, however that goes, that's one thing, but this is more or less lumberyard storage.
I got you.
Is there anybody anywhere else in the city of Middleton that this could ever come up again?
Not that I'm aware of.
Do you know of anywhere else, lines or anywhere? Cause if we do this,
I've looked at the maps. The majority of our water mains and our sewer mains are on right of ways.
okay,
If they're not running right underneath the center of the road, they're running on the right of way.
okay.
This is one of those off cases where it was,
It was straight, well, I guess the shortest distance, 22
Yeah.
points is a straight line.
Exactly. I mean, this was done in late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah.
I like the idea it growing.
You need a
My
motion?
only concern is,
I would-
Jimmy, you be careful, because we need to be very transparent.
Well, that's what we're
That's the
doing.
whole reason I wanted to come before the board.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, cause this is a decision I can make myself, it's not no big money, and you know, other than labor, it shouldn't cost the city anything, other than our time. And, you know, you've got Scotty and Sam digging it up, laying the pipe, hooking it back up, you know, then you're covering it up. Leaving the existing pipe
just like,
where it is, not
dig it up.
not digging it up, just running new line from one
Yeah.
point over to another.
So we don't have right of way where it's at now. anyway.
No.
I think it'd be in our best interest to go ahead and move it.
And then it would be kinda along the property line of the two properties where they're separated out.
And there wouldn't be no building built over
No.
that, cause that's right at the property line.
Yeah, you can't build within 10 feet of, I think it's 10 feet of a property line anyway.
Something like that.
Yeah, any reservations I would have been taken care of by bringing it in front of the board myself.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it.
So do you need a motion or not? Since you can handle it.
Well, I mean, I don't feel like I do, but it makes Jimmy feel better. Like I said, I told him my thoughts on it, regardless of whose property it is, or who, like I said, who wants to buy it. If it's gonna increase the revenue for the city, it's, to me, it's no brainer, you know.
Yeah.
It probably is gonna cost 1 year's property taxes for us to do the labor.
Yeah,
So after that, I mean,
it's gonna be.
once they develop
Yeah.
it, then those property taxes are going up, cause it's commercial property.
Well, I would, make a motion that, we move the, water main
Contingent
that
under the
lot
sale.
and that lot to the property line contingent on the sale, and, property owner furnishing the, supplies and pipe to do it with.
I'll second.
I got a motion and a
when
second.
he's a property owner, we're talking about Keith or Jimmy.
Whoever does it.
Okay, so we're not gonna do it till it's sold.
Yeah, no, until somebody buys
Oh,
the
he
pipe.
said contingent upon the sale.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, a motion and a second, any other discussion?
Hold up just a second.
Okay.
Contingent upon the sale.
I mean, I wouldn't care moving it, but that's the only way we're gonna get the property, the building on it is contingent on the sale, right?
But otherwise, it's just an empty lot, it's not hurting anything with the water line as it is.
Correct.
But I think what he's saying is, he's not going, the property owner, you're saying is going to buy the supplies, and if you're the property owner, you ain't buying them supplies.
But he said contingent upon the sale, Jimmy wouldn't be the property owner.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
Mr. Shelley is.
Okay, so it would sell and then
Then do it.
after, that's when it would be done.
That's what my understanding is.
I think that would be fair.
Yeah.
That would get you completely out of it, actually.
yeah, we wouldn't be moving it for,
That would get you completely out, we don't have to,
We're moving it so they can build a building.
Right.
Not so we can sell it, but so we can build it.
yeah.
Right.
Now,
Is
he
that-
may
is that
not see it that
plain
way.
enough?
Keith
Is that
may
plain
see it
enough?
as a different way, but you can talk to him.
He had.
yeah. 'Cause I mean, we had talked about it at the Great Frog, and he, you know, he just wanted to clarify with Jimmy about, you know, what my thoughts on it were, and I told him, you know, I'm looking out for Middleton, whatever's best for
Yeah,
Middleton
whatever's
is
best.
what I'm on board with.
Yeah.
No matter who else it benefits, I'm looking at the best for Middleton.
I already thought he was gonna buy that lot, like parking lot.
Alright, do we need to also add to the motion, that it must be a building built on it, or we just good with go ahead and doing that? It's just labor on our part, either way, it makes it better.
Yeah, I mean, that's up to y'all, however y'all wanna word it.
I'm good with just leaving it like that.
Yeah. I am too.
Alright.
So I got a motion and a second, is there any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Next. Okay, so we got a resolution 2023-01. This pertains to the chlorination building, the lagoon, and the I&I inflow and infiltration study. The $154,635 the resolution references is our 10% match. It can be funded from the water or general fund as the resolution states. We have not spent any of the $188,413.05 we received from the ARPA direct allocations. And it could be used for the match. and then possibly have enough left to purchase the City of Middleton LED sign.
Cool.
So basically, with the money that from the, let me get this right, it's the American Rescue Plan Act. The county gave me 900,000, or gave the city, not me, gave the city 900,000. We ourselves have 648,000. So it's roughly, you know, well, then we have to match 10% with that. So you're looking at roughly 1.5 million that we're gonna redo the lagoon, the well house at Bluebird, and an I&I study on where all this extra water is getting to our lagoon at. We have a lot of, we think we might know, but until we get somebody in here that does it's an infiltration study saying they're gonna go in and maybe smoke test our sewer system to see where all this extra water is getting in. This is basically a resolution saying that we'll pay our 10% match, is that correct?
I move we approve road resolution 2023-01.
I got a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
I got a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion?
I would definitely be for it if we can get that sign. That's something I know has been something I felt like we had needed for sure. I thought we put that off for, and I understand why, but we put that off for quite some time. I think
Correct.
that's a necessity.
Well, in the negotiations with the county, they promised another 100,000 out of their, American Rescue Plan, or was it CARES Act? Their CARES Act money. I had yet to see that, but, that would have been our match on the 900,000 that they gave us,
See, I saw Todd not too long ago, and I mentioned to him we want to put up one of these signs. And, he, of course, he thought it was a good idea too, and so that might be in a little more sense if we get that money in.
Yeah, well, then that money can be used for the match, and then
Right,
we can use
exactly.
our
Right.
portion of the CARES Act money for where we want. We didn't vote on it, we wasn't yet, okay, we got a motion and a second though. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. All right, I'll make sure to get that out of the way, don't screw that up. Signature, mine's backwards on this one. Pen didn't put it right. There we go. All right, next is the Hardin County Bicentennial Book, info included in the attachments. So, basically, I guess this is, they want us to purchase a page in the upcoming Hardin County, Tennessee History and Families Book. Materials for this page must be received by the Historic Book Committee by December 10th, 22, along with cost of the space and a check or money order made payable to Hardin County History and Families Book. So, I'm sure y'all are kind of aware, you've seen this book before, based on, do we want a half page, a full page, or is this something y'all would consider doing?
There've been 2 of them in the last 40 years.
Yeah.
I will have to abstain from voting on this because I was part of that committee at one time. I'm not anymore, but I was going to vote to look in case there was something that came up on that. So that's the only reason, I'm not against it at all. I just can't vote for it. If that makes sense.
I went back and researched, and in the 79 book, the city of Whiteville had an ad. In the 2001, Baltimore had an ad. Just telling you all that.
So what would we want on, if we were to do it, what would we want on our page, half page, whatever, contingent on whatever y'all would want? Just history.
They do a big write-up of the town and all.
Yeah, but it says we have to provide the materials for the page space.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is.
They gonna do the write-ups on us regardless, but this will be just an ad, saying Middle City, Middleton.
Right. Unless you have a picture of us, I don't think that'd be too. Cause they know
That's what they did in the past.
yeah, the history of the city is, I mean, it's short but sweet, I don't know anything you could add.
Kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
It's not real short either.
No, right, yeah, that would be my concern. I'm talking too much.
It's $59 a book, you know, so
Yeah,
not everybody's gonna be getting
Bad
one.
one.
yeah.
When you get the leather, it's $30 more.
Well, then, go for an ad, put our beautiful faces on it, or whatever y'all think. I'm fine, just a listing.
I don't know, but I think we ought to participate and.
I don't have one way or the other.
I don't know what we're putting on it if we do buy it.
That's me.
If the history's already in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lack of emotion.
I know you don't
Yeah.
have to talk too much about this, but we've never done it before, is that what you're
No.
saying?
No, the only other two that we're aware of, Whiteville done one and Bolivar done one.
But you said there's only been 2 books done in the last.
40 years.
40 years.
Okay, and who is the Hardman County Bicentennial Book Committee?
Oh, there's
There's a whole list of folks on it. I don't know if it's in here, but there's
No.
Kathy Mayfield's the chair.
Yeah, she's chair, and see, that has changed, she's the third or fourth chair. But I mean, that's nothing to do with
Is this
that.
thing in the middle of
Yes,
a
it's the-
preview of
there's
what's
so
gonna
many.
look, what it might look like, is that what that is?
That would be how an ad would look.
Okay, that's what I thought, okay.
I don't know, I think people notice it's more if advertising on the computer than in the book. How many people read the book anymore?
From what Jimmy has said about the past, I would say that we will go with, that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't think you should.
And Google it.
Yeah, that's, cause like you said, the history, they're gonna put the history in there anyway.
Yeah.
So, I mean, why put an ad in there?
Well, the ad is to help them pay for publishing it, of
Yeah,
course.
exactly,
You know,
yeah.
they gotta come up with some money.
All right, well, everybody got their revenue and expense report? And y'all, rock, paper, scissors for the motion?
I'll make a motion that we adjourn.
Got a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
I got a motion and a second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Ah.
The ayes have it. Y'all have a good night, and